guys, welcome back to the RC store and my name's Ammo. In this video we're doing something different. We're going to be building our first Tamiya MA06 chassis on the channel. So this is the first Tamiya vehicle that we're building for the channel. Bit of a challenge because, as you guys are aware, this ain't a simple unbox video. It's not something you unbox, put the battery in charge and off you go. There's a build process involved in these. A lot of the people watching will know exactly what's involved, but for all those newcomers that don't know what's involved in a Tamiya, basically this comes as a full kit format where you've got to build from the chassis to the gearbox, the differentials, even putting the tyres on the wheels. Every single component has to be built from scratch. So we decided to pick the camper van to build first. Our reasons to build this particular car first was a lot of vehicles on our channel, as you've seen, a lot of action-packed vehicles. You got your petrol RCs, you got your brushless RCs, etc. We wanted to pick something that was a pure classic, also something that's going to cater for the summer. Camper van. Every single person that owns a camper van out there is using it right now in the summer. So we decided this is what we were going to build. So as you can see, it's a M06 chassis VW Type 2 camper van. We filmed this, watch the video, step-by-step process, how we've gone along and built this vehicle. So we've got my manuals open and everything laid out. First thing we're going to need is this pack here with the motors, differentials, gears, etc. With all the nuts and bolts and screws are in here. So what we're going to do is open this pack, lay everything out that we need, and we're going to get cracking. We're going to start by building the differentials, moving over to the gearbox, the rear end of the chassis, mount that over to the chassis, and so forth. Let's get into this. Right guys, so that's the differential built. It's got all metal gears, they're all built in there, all greased up. Right, all sealed. Let's get the diff casing built. Right guys, so we're now meshing the RS40 motor, so this is going to have to go into the gearbox itself. We've built the gearbox with the back plate of the chassis. The rear wishbones are on, as you can see. Now it's a case of getting the pinion gear on the motor, making sure it's meshed right, so we use the tool, and then we'll pop the motor in. So I'm finishing off section 8. The motor's all mounted up, just got this last screw to put in before I move over to the next section. So on this part we're connecting the both chassis together, the front and rear. So basically they just click together and you have a joiner piece that basically clicks on top and then gets mounted. And I believe it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. So I'll get cracking with that. So right, we're on part B. So we've got the B packet, which we'll be opening now. This is going to be for the, I believe it's the rear upper arms. So we'll connect the rear upper arms, and also involved in this will be attaching the rear axles. So we'll get that done and we'll report back. Right guys, so that's most of the rear components all put on. We've managed to get all the hubs on. The rear drive shafts are on now, the motor's connected. Yeah, so we're not that far from completing the rear end completely. We're going to move on to the front and get your front wishbones etc built up, and get all your steering bits and bobs in place. Once we've done that, we'll come back and check in with you guys, and then move on to the next bit. So let's crack on. We're almost halfway through. So just a quick tip, guys, on this actual shaft rods where you put in the BB13s in, what I found, it makes it a lot easier if you just put some grease on the threads as you're threading into the plastic. It just makes life a bit more easier, and if you want to obviously adjust it in the future, it'll make it a lot easier as well. So guys, the car's all completely built in terms of suspension. As you can see, it all works fine. Took a little while to get here, a bit out of practice, but yeah, it's quite enjoyable. It's taken some time, but you're getting there. On to section 23 now, where we've got to pick a handset. So what we decided is we're just going to go for something cheap, cheerful and trustworthy, which was a Dumbo X6, which has never let us down. And then in terms of servo, I'm going to run a E9001 servo, which is just a generic servo with a metal casing. It's a HSP servo, so we're just going to use one of them. And yeah, we'll get all that fitted. Let's crack on. Right guys, so we've got a fair bit done, as you've seen. It's all as it should be. The body posts are a bit high, they'll need adjusting, and these brackets need putting in the right places once the shell's on. Another thing that we need to adjust is just your tracking on the front wheels, because they're pointing outwards. So I'll just need to adjust them to bring the wheels back in. Other than that, it's pretty much all built. It runs very, very smooth. You can hardly hear it. But yeah, I think now what we're going to do is start masking up the body, and we'll get all the holes cut out and punched out as well, so the shell sits as it should. And then once that's done, we'll obviously mask everything up, cut the shell out, and start painting the shell. This is it, guys, our custom built camper van. What do you guys think? Well, if you guys watched this up to now, don't forget, like, share and subscribe, and if you haven't, turn on the notification buttons. So we used a pearlescent white paint on this for the roof. We didn't go for box art. A lot of videos on this particular vehicle that you've seen are complete box art. We wanted something completely different, something to make it our own. And also, guys, you've probably seen the video of our spray kit. So we recently bought an airbrush kit. So we gave it a shot, and this was the first time using our new airbrush kit, and this is what we came up with. So it's a pearlescent white for the top, which flecks in gold, and then we did a teal pearlescent down the bottom. Everything's been painted, indicators, black chrome bumpers. You've got your indicators that are gone black chrome, same with your mirror, back bumper. I'll show you guys around. I'm not sure if you can catch the reflection on this. Hopefully you can with the lighting. And that's the back end. And this is our first Tamiya build that we've done on basically our YouTube channel, and yeah, I'm quite impressed with it, to be fair. Came out really nice. Don't get me wrong, it's no speed queen or anything like that, it's just a rear wheel drive brushed Tamiya. But yeah, really impressed with this, guys. All the details on there. Absolutely love it. So guys, there's only one thing left to do, ain't there? Go have some fun and take it out. If you haven't already, like, share and subscribe, and turn on the notification button if you haven't already. Guys, we're going to get this out and let's see it in some beautiful scenery. bye.